Hi everybody, Calvin here with luduspress.com to announce a new series I'm launching. Now, you may have watched some of my previous Let's Play videos or my Vintage Game Room series and thought to yourself, wow, that boy really likes to play video games. And you would be absolutely right. I do love video games, and I have for almost my entire life. The problem is that over the last few years, I've been feeling a sense of ennui and malaise regarding my passion for the art. For me, as for many other people, video games have mainly served as a form of entertainment throughout my life. For basically the entirety of my years as a player, I have done nothing but consume without actually creating or contributing anything of value. And because our personal identities are defined by what we create rather than what we consume, I've been coasting through life without feeling a genuine sense of identity, which has left me feeling detached from this art form that I love so much. I've always loved analyzing games and musing on their significance in our culture, but if the only way that manifests itself is through personal discussions with friends or just introspective contemplation, then all I'm really doing is just gazing at my navel. But what does all this have to do with luduspress? Well, I feel that doing Let's Play videos is merely another way that lacking a proper identity manifests itself. Let's Players may be entertaining to watch, but ultimately they are, in my opinion, merely just consumers, and they're not adding any valuable content to the medium as a whole. That's not to say there isn't a place for them. After all, there certainly are plenty of people, myself included, who enjoy watching their videos. It's just that I think their form of entertainment, amusing though it may be, happens to be a bit vapid. So when it comes to my own content, I'm not satisfied to settle for that lack of substance. So what I'm aiming to achieve with this series is to analyze certain design elements of games and put them up next to our experiences as players, and then to figure out why they work or don't work from our perspective, and what developers in the future can do to build upon past successes or learn from prior mistakes. I feel that this is an important endeavor because games will continue to grow and evolve as an important part of culture only if more careful consideration is given to why the way they are made affects us so profoundly. We must always remember that video games are entire worlds that we get ourselves lost in, but they have to be built from the ground up. Everything that goes into most video games had to be deliberately placed there by a developer, which gives everything in a game a reason for being there. The developers are communicating with the players through all of these elements. I guess I feel that this series should be my way of communicating back. The bottom line is that it's not enough to simply enjoy consuming media for entertainment's sake. We need to appreciate the level of craftspersonship that goes into making the things we love. Because too many people work much too hard to make them for us to simply take their effort for granted. I hope you learned something from this series, and I hope it gets you to take a closer look at the games you love. So pour yourself a drink, relax with me in the Ludus Lounge, and remember, never stop playing. When you take an old game that runs on old technology, and by today's standards looks very poor, has very bad graphics, and you say, hey, you know what, let's remake this completely in HD, what you're saying basically is that old version of the game is not worth anybody's time to play at all, and it should just be scrapped. At least that's the way I interpret it. Because when you re-release a game like that, then what becomes the default version of it? What becomes the one